research, cross-agency collaboration, consumer, stakeholders, and executive leadership. She received a bachelor's degree in business administration with a minor in marketing from the University of Central Arkansas. She currently resides in Conway with her husband of 34 years, Alfred, and they have 3 adult children and 2 wonderful grandchildren. I want to introduce Ms. Sharon Mohammed.
Gosh, it's been a while since I've been here, and I apologize. Been busy working. Governor Hutchinson doesn't play. He expects us to work. So, with that said, we have a great program, and I am sorry, we did do it. It was my error. I did a switcheroo in the announcements, so I apologize to Lisa. It is Project Search who is going to be presenting the program today with Jenny Adams and Odette Woods. And let me just tell you a little bit about each of the presenters. Jenny holds a master's in education, is that correct? And she is the Project Search Arkansas Director. She joined Access, which is a provider service organization very similar to ILS, in July 2007 as a certified teacher. Jenny helped launch UAMS Project Search in the fall of 2013, where she works as a program coordinator. She serves as a lead instructor, supervises the work of job coaches, and leads the team in annual admissions process, and serves as a counselor for the program's partner and participants. In her new role as director, she will be leading the expansion of Project Search, which is just growing by leaps and bounds throughout the entire USA. This is a super new initiative focusing specifically on individuals with disabilities of all sorts and helping them to gain employment. The first expansion in Arkansas is going to be at the Arkansas Children's Hospital. Adams holds a master's, as I said earlier, in special education from Vanderbilt University. Odette Woods is the senior. She has a lot of initials behind her name, so we're going to stop with senior Human Resource Director of Immigration, Title IX, and the Affirmative Action Compliance at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences. She is the state's only academic health, UAMS is the only state's academic health facility located in Little Rock, as you guys know. Ms. Woods interfaces with senior administrators, provides for strategic and visionary leadership as she oversees and coordinates immigration, Title IX, and affirmative action compliance issues at UAMS. She is responsible for the oversight of policies for the development of programs, training, community outreach, and compliance efforts to enhance the university's commitment to a diverse, inclusive, and welcoming and equitable campus. She serves as the business liaison for UAMS with Project Search. And I'm going to let them take it from here, and if you would please welcome Odette Woods and Jenny Adams.
We're just going to start off with a video for you guys, just so you can see what UAMS Project Search looks like, so you can even envision the program. And once we view the video, Jenny and I will come back and speak.
I cannot.
I was having difficulty keeping up in jobs. Project Search is one of those things that helps you along the way understand a work business, what you have to do to fill out applications, how to fill out resumes, and it's made me a better person in the work environment, and it gives you so much confidence in going in and finding a job and successfully getting a job.
Project Search is a program for young adults with developmental disabilities who are seeking competitive employment. Competitive employment simply means a job that's already available in the community that anyone could apply for. The advantage the Project Search graduates will have is that they are going to be well trained for those jobs. The Central Arkansas affiliate program for Project Search is housed at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences, They're the business partner for this program, so they provide the internship sites in over 21 different departments in the hospital. Access is serving as the educational partner. So we're providing the classroom instruction, the job coaching for the on-the-job training, helping interns seek jobs, so we're doing job development, and then follow-along services after they have landed competitive employment. We are working with them on continuing to develop their skills. Finally, Arkansas Rehabilitation Services is our funding partner, providing the necessary funding for this program to operate.
Every one of the divisions that participated in Project Search had the opportunity to help shape the life of an individual who has something positive to give, but also see their division benefit from the talent and expertise that these individuals bring to their lives and to the workplace.
Derek has always wanted to be a chef. With the Project Search program, he had the opportunity to work in a commercial kitchen within the nutritional services program.
The workers here really liked Derek, so they started working with him, talking to him and encouraging him to be a little bit more confident. He already had the skills, he just needed the confidence, and we're seeing him grow more and more each day.
Participants in Project Search had talents and abilities we didn't know that.
Goodbye.
But also I believe that
Thank you. Good
and every opportunity that we have to access talent among us that could be put to work for the benefit of society as a whole, we want to capitalize on that.
During his internship, he won the bake-off with his own recipe, and today they're serving Parker's double chocolate bars in the cafeteria. Project Search is organized around a 9-month program. The interns go through 3 rotations, and they spend most of the time in those departments. We're in departments like the NICU, Central Supply, Classroom Technologies. They're learning and discovering what their interests are.
That's the great thing about 10-week internships. You get a chance to find a friend and to communicate and to relate to them. And so that's what I liked is they give you so much opportunities to get out and talk to people and see if you really do like it.
Richard is an administrative specialist in clinical services at UAMS. He's a great example of how you can layer job skills and teach complex jobs. Richard has lots of job duties, from sorting mail to making a set of packets for the services and training they offer, and entering training data into a computer program.
He loves coming to work here, and we love having him here. It's a successful match, and I've hired a lot of people and have a lot of people work for me in all my life, and it's as good a match as I've ever seen.
This program was designed to give individuals with developmental disabilities competitive marketable skills. They're learning business etiquette, vocabulary, and specific jobs within a business. When they complete the 3 internships in this 9-month program, they're ready for employment. They're ready for a job in the community. They're ready to make a real wage.
The graduation ceremony for these participants in Project Search was incredibly gratifying because we got the opportunity to see the sense of worth, purpose that the participants derived from their experience, but it also meant so much to those who had worked with them to enable them to realize this potential.
10 of the 11 graduates already had jobs before they graduated. So it's precisely what we intend and want to accomplish. But it's just an exciting thing. I mean, the lives of those graduates will forever be changed. They will become more independent, and they believe now, more than ever, that they can do whatever it is that they would aspire to do.
The real success of this program is we're moving people from entitlement programs into taxpayers. One young man in the program didn't have a job for 10 years. On his own, he'd been seeking employment and was unsuccessful. Now, he has a full-time job, making a livable wage, full benefits, retirement, the works.
Anybody who's thinking about doing Project Search, I would say totally do it. It's totally worth it.
It is a great program, something that I would encourage other organizations to participate in, and we certainly plan to continue to participate in.
While we're coming out, I forgot to announce to you guys that October is Disability Awareness Month. So that's going to be the focus of our programs this month.
Thank you all today. I'm going to talk a little bit about Project Search. I'm going to start off with a little bit about the history. Project Search was developed in 1996 at Cincinnati Children's Hospital. The founders were Aaron Ryle and Susan Rakowski. What's interesting about Project Search is it began in a hospital. Aaron Ryle was an emergency room nurse at that time, and she saw a really high turnover in entry-level positions. That's something that their hospital struggled with, and she had the idea of what if we could train someone with a developmental disability in systematic, complex work to do this type of job. So she met Susan Rakowski, who's a special education supervisor, and they trained one young woman, that's what it started with, to perform instrument sterilization and the development of trays to go into surgery. And it was very successful. And now there's over 400 project searches worldwide. So it's grown a lot in about 20 years. And that's because of the success of the program. It's a one-year internship program for young adults with disabilities. And the whole goal of the program is to help these young adults gain competitive employment when their program is over. And when we say competitive, that means a competitive livable wage. So sometimes young adults with disabilities go into what's called a sheltered workshop where they make sub-minimum wage. So the goal here is to join the workforce. It does take place entirely in the business setting. So it's not segregated in any way. It's involved in the business. They do receive classroom instruction from special education teachers during their time in the program on employability skills, because we realize you can teach someone to do a job, but there's a lot of other skills involved in keeping and maintaining employment, such as social skills, being on time, communication with your department, chain of command, those types of things. So we teach all of those skills, and like I said before, the primary objective is to secure competitive employment. So we're going to talk a little bit about couple years ago, was it 2011 or 2012? Was that? Do you remember when we went to the conference? Yeah. Several years ago. Wow. Odette and I were at a conference together, and we heard one of the founders of Project Search speak. And we were both really inspired by the program. We realized Little Rock needs one. So we got started. It took us about a year and a half. And UAMS, Access, and Arkansas Rehab are the three original partners that formed together to begin the Project Search year. And I work for Access. Access is a nonprofit 501c3 in Little Rock. We are a service provider. We serve young adults, we serve children all the way to adults with disabilities. We have an academy, a school-based setting, and we have 2 young adult programs. Arkansas Rehabilitation Services is our funding partner. They provide funding for this program to be possible. And Odette's going to share a little bit about UAMS.
Well, as you guys may know, UAMS is the state's only academic health facility. We are very happy to host Project Search. It fits in to our goal of being a diverse and inclusive place where people can come in and see people who look like them, may have similar life experiences. One of the things that Jenny didn't share was when the 2 of us went to the conference, we worked together. We didn't even know each other. We just heard someone speak, and both of us went up at the end of the presentation because I thought surely we can do something like this at UAMS. And she thought surely Access could be an educational partner with this. So we all kind of converged, and what happened was UAMS Project Search. That was the result of us just happening to be at the same place at the same time. Another thing that Jenny didn't share was that one of the stories that touched me about Project Search, there was at the Cincinnati hospital, a lady had given birth to a Down syndrome child, a baby, and she was sitting in her hospital thinking about what kind of future is my child going to have. And as she sat there, she was kind of contemplating this because she had just heard about the diagnosis. And she turned around and the young lady told her, she said, well, that's a pretty baby. And when she looked at the lady who came in her room was actually employed by the hospital, and she was stocking the room. And when she looked at the young lady had Down syndrome. And the lady said at that point, she knew that her child would have a future. And she wrote the president of the hospital saying, thank you so much for employing people with disabilities. A lot of us in this room are business people, and we know that what we're looking for is a way where there's a win-win. Project Search is a win-win for a business, because if you decide to hire one of our interns, they're already trained. The job coach will follow them into the job. So you could take that chance because of the impact it will have on your business, the culture. It's had a tremendous impact on our culture at UMS. It's amazing how just hosting this program, we're going into our 3rd year, just hosting this program has changed our environment at UMS. So I encourage you that if you have openings, that you consider getting Jenny's number at the end of the program. We have our state job developer here as well today, because even though the program is housed at UMS, we have people, interns, who are coming in from other areas of the state. We have interns from Conway. So there is a possibility that maybe, hopefully, one of them could be employed at your facility.
So this is just a little bit about the entrance criteria of what it takes to be in Project Search. Our interns are adults. Their ages 18 to 35. They do have to have a diagnosed either intellectual disability or developmental disability, and they have to be clients of Arkansas Rehab Services. They have to have already finished high school, so they needed to have already received their high school diploma or their GED or their certificate of completion. They must be able to demonstrate independent personal hygiene and mobility, and we know that's important in the workforce. So we have to make sure that those things, they're able to maintain and take care of those things before they enter the workforce. They have to have reliable transportation to and from the program, and we ask that so that they're ready when they find competitive employment, that transportation is in place. And of course, they have to have the desire to work competitively. This is what our program looks like. It's 9 months. It's August to May. We just started our 3rd year of Project Search. So right now we've already done our orientation. They spend about 2 weeks getting to know the hospital, learning their way around, and working on those employability skills that I mentioned earlier. From September to November, that's their first internship. They get to do 3 10-week internships while they're at UAMS. And the goal of all of those internships is to help them gain the skills they need to be competitively employed. As you can see, like I said, they do 3 10 weeks, and then they rotate from one department to the next. And they're fully immersed in the department. So they're working alongside their coworkers, and many times you don't know the difference between one of our interns and a worker in the department. So orientation, right now they're all in their first internship. In December, they'll rotate to their 2nd internship, and then they'll finish up with their 3rd internship. And that's about the time we start looking for competitive employment in the community. So around February and March of next year is when we're going to start scouting in the community for open positions. They graduate in May, Project Search employment, and of course, hopefully we've already secured some employment by then, but we continue to look throughout the summer. These are, and I'm not going to name them all, but these are some of the departments that host interns at UAMS. We're up to over 30 departments, which is really exciting. That shows a lot of growth in the program. And you can see that some of these departments are really complex work. The goal is that the work is systematic, so they know exactly what they need to do, but it can be very complex. Like you see sterile processing, IT, clinical programs, quality management, so a lot of depth to these departments. Wanted to share a few pictures. These are our graduates from last year. This is Khaki, and she's currently employed at Texas Roadhouse in Little Rock. This is Daniela. She's working at Fox Ridge Senior Living. This is Paris. He's employed at Canine Country Club in Roland. This is Marissa. She's currently seeking employment. This is Kiera. She works at Embassy Suites. This is Nathan. He's employed at the Catholic High School for Boys. This is Hunter. She's employed at CHI St. Vincent's in Hot Springs. She actually made the commitment last year to come to UAMS every day to be a part of this program. She traveled to and from on a daily basis. This is Jennifer. She works at Fox Ridge Senior Living in Bryan. D'Angelo is employed at the Capitol Hotel. He works full-time, but he called me yesterday and said on his own he's found another part-time job. So he's going to be working at the outlets actually in Bryan also. So he's really excited about that. This is Aaron. He works at Iberia Bank. This is Bo. He's actually here in Conway and he works at Zaza's. So if you're ever at Zaza's, Bo works in the back. And this is Jermaine, and he is still seeking employment also. Liz works at Embassy Suites. So the goal of all this, of all these internships and time, is to gain the skills necessary to gain competitive employment. So a little bit of stats about our program. The first year we graduated, we had 12 interns graduate. 11 of those interns found employment. So that's a 91% employment rate. Year 2, 13 interns graduated, and 12 of those 13 found employment, so 92%. And the majority of all of them are still in employment a year to year and a half later in the same position that they began in. This is year 3 of Project Search, and we began ACH Project Search. So we started at Children's Hospital in August. We have 26 interns total. So there's 13 interns at Children's Hospital, and there's 13 interns at UAMS. So that's really exciting. Once again, I just mentioned about Children's Hospital. And something that Odette mentioned a little bit earlier, a unique feature that we provide is once they graduate from our program, we provide follow-along services. So when they start competitive employment, we actually go with them to their new job and we teach them the job, and then we provide support to them as time goes on. So all of those interns that you see, we still see them on a regular basis, and we've helped them, and we help smooth over any bumps in the road. So let's say Aaron's a great example. He's at Iberia Bank. He started a new job. He had to do 9 trainings. They were pretty tough trainings. So I went in and helped him with those trainings. Spent quite a bit of time. It took us about a week to get through them all. But I provided that additional support so that the company didn't have to have someone with him. So there was no extra time involved. So that's the overall. I'm going to let Odette, I'm sure you've got some other things you want to share.
Well, not a lot. Just the fact that one of the things that employers may be concerned about is even how will our co-workers, how will folks get along with co-workers? And what we can even do in that situation is to provide some type of disability awareness training. So that would be provided as well if you needed that. The goal of the coach is to eventually fade away. So the coach fades away as our young adults become more independent. And we're so excited because now we're seeing young adults who are in the program getting cars, getting apartments, getting girlfriends and boyfriends. So they're going on with life. And it's just very exciting to see that happen. And it just gives us goosebumps as we remember how this program started with us just really being in the same room and hearing a talk similar to this. So do you all have any questions about anything as it relates to Project Search or how you can get involved in anything? Yes, sir.
Actually, it's a question for you, both you ladies. Obviously you're very, very passionate about what you're doing. Is there something in your own life or experience in working with one of these individuals or beforehand that caused you to do what you do as a career?
I started when I was 15, very long time ago, I volunteered for the first time at Camp Aldersgate. And I'm sure some of y'all have heard of Camp Aldersgate. It's a pretty special organization in Little Rock. And I just really fell in love with the field, and I enjoyed it, and I grew with it, and here I am, a long time later, that's all I'm going to say, still advocating for these young adults. And it's an exciting field to be in. It's exciting to see them grow, like Odette mentioned. But a big picture that's neat to share with business people, a lot of these interns, they're coming off government benefits, and that's really exciting to see. Many of them have received SSI and SSDI for very long times, and they're working full-time, and they're coming off government benefits, they're moving into their own apartments, and they're seeing what they're capable of and what they can provide for the community, and I think that's really exciting.
And I don't know if I had one particular experience with my background. I'm an ordained minister too, so I just have that. One of my spiritual gifts is mercy, and so I'm an attorney, and I tend to litigate. So I advocate for people, and so that may be my passion. One of the things I also wanted to mention is the fact that we have a business advisory council. The business advisory council consists of businesses. Basically, the businesses get together, and even if your business may not have an opening, you may know someone with an opening. So if you would like to be involved by being a part of the Business Advisory Council, again, let us know that as well. Something else I want to mention.
They meet quarterly, and they advocate for their program, and many of them have hired some of the businesses, and you could tell by where they're employed, but Embassy Suites, Dillard's, Maverick Transportation, UAMS, of course, CHI St. Vincent's, Windstream, I wrote some down, the City of Little Rock, the Capitol Hotel. They all sit on that BAC. They advocate for the program. They may hire within if they have a position, or they'll reach out to other businesses in the community and help us find employment for these young adults. So that's an exciting piece of this program.
The entire program is built around the concept of being business-driven. This is a business-driven program that takes place entirely in a business, and that's what's unique about Project Search. Any other questions?
Thank you for your time.
What we do, instead of giving a gift to the speaker, a cup or a pen or something like that, we actually adopt a project every year. And so our project this year is the Newspapers and Education Program through the Log Cabin Democrat. And so what we'll be doing is providing 50 newspapers to local classrooms in Project Search's honor. So all right, well, I didn't want us to leave today without once again thanking Lloyd for letting us come out to his farm.